this is my fashion studio. My name is Farron. We're gonna be sewing a t-shirt from start to finish. But this is not gonna be any regular old conventional t-shirt. This is going to be my way of sewing a t-shirt without a serger. Yeah, without a serger. There's going to be some new techniques that are pretty unconventional for a t-shirt. Now we just have to sew this thing together. First things first, you have to learn about knits. This whole month has been based around knits, and if you haven't seen my previous videos, I suggest you do that. So the first thing, which I have discussed before, is changing the needle on your machine. So I've already done that. I've changed it to a ballpoint needle. The gauge as well is a finer gauge because this is a finer knit. I'm using a linen. I have also changed the pressure of my presser foot. So what you're going to need, obviously, are your pieces. So you've prepped them, you've cut them, and what I like to do is I like to prep my hems up before I get to start sewing. This will really help. In the end, the pressing line is already there, so it's super easy. What we're going to be doing is we're going to start with the shoulders. But for a conventional t-shirt, you need to stabilize the shoulder. For my t-shirt, I'm gonna be sewing the shoulder seam with a French seam. Yeah, that's right. Normally you would never see a French seam in a t-shirt, but this is my way of sewing things. I like to make them a little bit unconventional. So what you're going to do for a French seam is put your wrong sides together first. Usually knits are very hard to detect what is the right and what is the wrong side. A pro tip right here, the cut edge will always roll to the right side. Keep that in mind. That will help you to distinguish what is the right side and the wrong side. Moving on, we're gonna sew our first seam at 1/4 inch with a straight stitch. Yeah, that's right. No knit stitch here. The knit I'm using is more or less a stable to a moderate stretch knit. I can get away with stitching with a straight stitch with this knit because it's a bit more stable than other knits. But if your knit is super stretchy, then I suggest using a knit stitch. In order for you to do a French seam, you need to trim down the seam allowance by 1/8 inch. Then what you do is you flip it over, sandwich the raw edges on the inside, and now your right sides are together, and you stitch it again at 1/4 inch, and then you have a nice, beautiful French seam. It also stabilizes the shoulder very nicely, and it looks pretty, and you can wear it on the reverse side if you really feel like you want to show all the beautiful raw edges or the French seams that you did. By the way, I know my fingers look kind of green, but I literally was hand dyeing this linen just before this video, so take that. Guys, it's looking so cute already. The sleeves, we're going to the sleeves. Yeah, in a conventional t-shirt, you're sewing the sleeve to the armhole, the flat method. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be insetting our sleeve. Yes, I know, it's a lot of work to inset a sleeve. It's a little bit different than what's out there. I call this seam a fake flat fell. It's exactly like a flat fell, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just keep the raw edges on the outside and then top stitch, and it kind of looks really cool. You can be the judge of that. Let me know in the comments below if you really like this technique or if you like this seam. I would love to hear. So here's what you do with a flat fell for this seam that I kind of made up. You put your wrong sides together again. Yeah, that's right. We're making this very difficult for you. It's completely backwards because usually you put your right sides together, right? No, not on this t-shirt. You're gonna be sewing your seam allowance at 3/8. Do 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 do. Okay, you're gonna need your scissors again. Only take down this seam allowance closest to the back side by 1/8 inch, something like that. Just a little bit less. Okay, whatever. Cool. you open up your seam and you hand press it towards the back. Normally on a flat fell, you would take this seam allowance and you would turn it under, but we're not going to be doing that today. What we're going to be doing is we're just going to top stitch at 1/4 inch the seam allowance down. Yeah, on the right side. This is what it looks like on the right side, and this is what it looks on the wrong side. You can also like rough up these edges if you want. Now that you've done the sleeves, what you're going to be doing is you're going to sew the body seam the same way that you did for the sleeve seam, which is the fake flat fell on the side seams. Wrong sides together, and then you put your seam allowance going towards the back because, you know, you want all things to be nice and consistent, right? I know that you guys are really smart and you can figure it out. Okay, Farron, stop talking. Just get to sewing. Now that you've done the sleeve and the body, we're gonna put the sleeve and the body together. That means taking your sleeve and putting it wrong sides together again. We're gonna sew a French seam around the armhole. I have to warn you, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it looks beautiful when it's done. Matching your seams and your notches. Your front notch always has a single notch and your back notch has a double notch. Here we go, we're gonna sew at 1/4 inch. You know, do the thing with the French seam. Okay, now you turn it onto the right sides together. What you're doing is you're finger pressing the seam open. Then we take this to the sewing machine and we sew at 1/4 inch. Now what you have to do is just take this to the iron and press it out. It would look a lot better. This is the right side. Beautiful. We're getting there. Now we're gonna get to the neckband. One thing that you have to remember about the neckband is it has to be smaller than the actual measurement of the neck opening. I usually take the measurement of the neck opening and then minus 1.5 to 2 inches. Depending on how stretchy your fabric is, you kind of have to make allowances for that. The thing is, you don't want it the exact same measurement as your neckline because then you're gonna get this like wavy effect and your neck piece is gonna just stand up. It's not going to rest on the body. This is the front, this is the back, this is the shoulder point. So what I'm doing is I'm just measuring on the curve here. So we have 23 centimeters, times that by 2, so I get 46. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that measurement and then I'm going to take off 1.5 to 2 inches. Another thing you need to know about a neckband is that it has to be stabilized at the back neckline. It looks really nice on the hanger when it's clean finished at the back of the neckline. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take like a scrap piece of jersey and I'm just going to take the measurement of the back neckline and then I just add probably 1/2 inch extra over the shoulder point. This is basically, like I said, to just clean finish the back neckline and as well as stabilize the back neckline. And it's nice that if you're attaching a label or something, you can attach the label to this back neckband and it looks really pretty. I am stitching the neckband together with my fake flat fell technique. Okay, so you have your band and you've stitched the side. Normally what you would do is you would fold the band in half. That is an option, you can do that. I am choosing not to because I kind of like this little rolled edge as a design detail. I'm gonna match this seam with the shoulder seam. This is going to be the point where I'm going to match with my other shoulder seam. And then this is going to be the center back. I mean, you can mark this with any sort of chalk or marker, but I prefer pins. So we got those points set. Now we take our t-shirt and we turn it inside out you're ready to put your band on. So this double notch is my center back. We're putting the right sides together this time. Here we are, matching the shoulder points here at our pin. And this last pin would be at the center front. All right, now we're ready to go to the sewing machine. We're going to be stretching our bottom one, the neck band, and then leaving this more loose. Okay, so we're taking this little piece, which has been folded. It's actually a 1 1/4 inch width horizontal grain. So it has some stretch this way. And I'm just folding it in half. This is going to be the stabilizer for the back neckline. I'm gonna be sewing from shoulder seam to shoulder seam. And this is also gonna clean finish the seam allowance. Attach it, maybe just a 1/2 inch past the shoulder seam, and then I fold it just to give it that clean finish. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew the seam allowance to the seam allowance. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And then you just fold it over your seam allowance, and then it clean finishes all the back neckline and also stabilizes. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to top stitch or edge stitch right here along this fold line. Starting right where the shoulder seam starts, and we're going to just edge stitch along this fold here. Hold up, let me explain. Originally my plan was to stitch it with a straight stitch, but after trying on this sample, I did end up popping the stitches. So what I did instead is I did a zigzag. I ended up really liking the zigzag, so I added it to the back neckline as well as my hems, and I think it looks fantastic. I just wanted to say that it's okay to make mistakes. It really just means that you're learning. All right, let's get back to the video. Well, there you have it. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you like these kind of videos where I show you how I sew some of my designs, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear if you would like to see more of these. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so I can see you next week. Next week, we're doing a video about transformations. Yeah, some thrift flips with knits. So stay tuned, and I'll see you later. Bye. Oh my God, am I doing this right? Isn't my t-shirt so cute? Like, it's adorable. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. No, I really do. I'm being serious.